Hello everyone, Joshua Myers here, and today I'm going to be ranking my personal favorite top 13 horror YouTube channels. Why top 13? Well, if everybody could do number 10, like top 10, if everybody could do top 10s, Nostalgia Critic could do top 11s, sometimes top 12s, then why not top 13s? So, here we go. Number 13, Ariscope. Now, the reason this channel is on the list is because of one particular series, and that's Scary Sleepover seasons 1 and 2, created by director of Hatchet, Adam Green. Now, for me personally, I've never seen the Hatchet movies or any Adam Green directed horror films, so. But the reason I put this on the list is because, first of all, it's freaking hilarious, honestly, especially when he brings in certain, like, horror movie actors and actresses. A lot of them I know are, like, a lot of them I know he's really close with, so, like, he brings in people like Tony Todd, Candyman from the Candyman movies, Kane Hodder, Jason Voorhees, and Victor Crowley from Hatchet. He brings in Daniel Harris, who portrays Jamie Lloyd in Halloween 4, 5, and 6. Well, basically 6 if you count the producer's cut flashback footage in the opening. So, it's just really hilarious, and it's just kind of nice to see those actors and then just be like real people, not just actors, like, oh, you were in a movie or kind of a star, but just actual people, like who they are, Okay. Number 12. Black Box TV. The reason I'm putting this on the list is because their content is freaking good. Like, I wish I could be making stuff like that. In that quality, and that's. They do stuff like short films, web series, even VR, like 360 VR videos. And they're mainly just short horror films for the most part. Sometimes anthology film type. I know they have a Slender Man one in there. Number 11. Blood, Bath, and Beyond. Now, the reason this is on the lower spectrum of the list is because, well, honestly, they're not that interesting, to be honest. Their content is good, but it's not, I don't know, it's kind of boring, honestly. And no offense to them, it's just it's my personal taste, Doesn't mean I don't like watching them. I just think they need to add more flavor to it. They do reactions, reviews, even unboxings, and just different stuff like that. Mainly that stuff, but number 10. Kristen Hannah Horror. This is a very small YouTube channel. Smaller than the rest of these I got on this list, but the reason why is because, honestly, I like seeing smaller YouTube channels, Especially considering would be considered a pretty small YouTube channel. I mean, I only got 109 videos and 87 subscribers, at least last time I checked. But yeah, like, I'm still relatively small YouTube channel. Like, I'm still relatively small YouTuber. Now, I've increased since then, but anyway, kind of getting off topic. Anyway, he does stuff for reactions, reviews, unboxings, certain horror movie news updates, all that stuff. Even does like stuff like shopping videos for horror movie stuff. Just tons of stuff. Go check them out. Number 9, Cinemassacre, run by a person named James Ralph, or Rolfe, however you pronounce his last name. He is also known as the Angry Video Game Nerd. But the reason I like this channel is not for the games, honestly, is for his Monster Madness reviews. He does stuff from like anywhere between retro, like very retro horror films, like all the way dating back to the Nosferatu era, if not even earlier than that, to even modern day horror films. So, and he's very insightful about it. So, number 8, Cody Leach. Now a lot of these YouTubers are pretty similar. They do have their like differences, but for the most part, they're pretty similar. Cody Leach's example, he does reactions, reviews, unboxings, all that stuff. He also does top 10 videos. I got nothing else to say, so moving on. Number 7, Cool Duder. Is it Duder or Dudder? I don't know. He does stuff like reactions, reviews, unboxings, just all the same sort of stuff you would expect. But what makes this channel interesting is he was featured actually in a horror movie. He was featured in the 2012 found footage horror sequel, Grave Encounters 2, which I've seen both of them, and honestly, it's kind of a shame he wasn't a pretty big stinker. So, but it was still cool to see him nonetheless, especially since I saw his videos before I went to see the first 2 Grave Encounter movies. Okay, moving on. Number 6, Dave McRae. Now, what's interesting about this channel is that he's actually a filmmaker and actually has worked in the industry. So, he's basically a Canadian filmmaker. So yeah, he does stuff like reactions, reviews. He gives updates on like Halloween film series, Nightmare on Elm Street, all that stuff. He doesn't just do horror. He does stuff like Star Wars. Let's see, Indiana Jones, all that stuff. So yeah, go check him out. Number 5, Decker Shadow. Now, he mainly does horror movie reviews, but he's just freaking funny. The internet personality with the best hair, as he says. Which, is it me, or does he look strangely like Weird Al Yankovic? Seriously, pop up a picture of Weird Al and Decker Shadow and compare the two, and you'll see a lot of similarities. Hell, even my brother noticed that, so. But he does, like, from B movie stuff, like really B movie stuff, like almost Sci-Fi Channel stuff, even to more mainstream stuff like Halloween, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, all that stuff, Hellraiser. Number 4, Dr. Wolfia. Yeah, that was my impression of Dr. Wolfia. And he's also along the same lines as like people like Decker Shadow, and that although he does more stuff, he does horror reactions, reviews, unboxings, top 10s, all that stuff. It's pretty funny. He even has another character on there called Goulash. Number 3, Stitch Together Pics. Now this channel features kind of within still the realm of horror host back in the day. A character by the name of Andy, the maniacal cinephile, in which he's basically a mental patient who has a split personality disorder, in which he has two other sides to him. There's good Andy, who kind of talks like this, and evil Andy, which
you could honestly assume sounds like this, and as well, it's a bad version of him. Piss off.
Number 2, Drum Dum. He's very similar to Cody Leach's channel, but I find him more interesting than Cody Leach, to be honest. Perfectly honest. He does stuff like Drum Dum's watches, in which he basically watches certain horror films. Like, he has one for Halloween 6. He even has his own cut of Halloween 6 that combines both the theatrical cut and the producers come. Did I just say that? Did I just say producers come? Oh, I'm going to pee. Sorry, folks. That was very inappropriate. Onward, and let's never mention that again. Honorable mentionings. Film Riot. Now, Film Riot is basically do-it-yourself filmmaking channel. It covers every genre in that. The channel's like, the host of the show is Ryan Connolly, so most of you probably know what Film Riot is. If you don't, there you go. Indie Mogul. Very similar to Film Riot, except while Film Riot's still ongoing, Indie Mogul, unfortunately, it's not anymore. But they do some horror movie stuff in that. They do mainly DIY builds and that for props and that. So go check them out. Channel Awesome. And this is mainly for the nostalgia critic, since he does a lot, like, has recently been doing more horror movie type reviews. And they're they're fucking hilarious. Seriously, go check them out. Number 1, Dead Pit Radio. Now, I personally prefer Dead Pit Radio out of all of these because, well, I've been watching their stuff and listening to their stuff for years now. I think since 2013 or 2012. So, yeah, for quite some years. I was even on their show, actually. If you don't know who they are, Dead Pit Radio is a horror talk radio show that's actually a broadcast all the way from Prestonsburg, Kentucky. And is hosted by Wes Vance, who is known on the show as the Creepy Kentuckian, and his co-host Aaron Fry, who is known on the show as Uncle Bill. I was on the show at least, I think, once or twice. I don't know. I remember it being 2 times, but I've only been able to find the audio stuff for first time I appeared on there. So now most of you guys may not like that stuff because, well, some of the things they say on the show and all that stuff, but I just find that stuff funny, to be honest. will admit, or sometimes I will admit, I do feel a bit offended, but knowing what people watch now these days, you know, you guys shouldn't really complain, especially considering what most of you guys watch now these days, so. And or listen to. And that was my top 13 favorite horror YouTube channels. Now I put every single one of those, including the honorable mentionings, in the description below for you to check them out. I put the Dead Pit Radio guys' official website in the channel. Just giving you all their different links and that I could possibly find. So I'll see you again next time. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And this is Blood Moon Productions.